What are some of the most common mistakes a person can make if they're going to be charged with a crime? This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And David Mann, legal storytelling specialist. All right, we've talked about people making mistakes before, so let's line up all the worst ones. So what's the number one bad thing people do when they're facing criminal charges?
The number one bad thing, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is they talk to the police without a lawyer being present.
So they'll talk to the police because it's really human nature when someone asks you a question, especially someone asks you a question where you feel like you have an explanation. It's human nature to try to give an explanation, right? And then that's always a bad idea.
Right, and what people don't know is the police generally know a lot more than you can even imagine before they come and talk to you. And so they're going to lead you down a path to try to trap you, and you're not going to explain your way out of anything. And they're only going to use the information you give them that is harmful to your case. They're not going to include the helpful information in their report. So you're not going to get anywhere by talking to the police.
Okay, so just so we say it again, what should someone say? I mean, what's the words that they should say when the police start asking them questions?
I don't want to make a statement, and I want my lawyer present.
All right. And if it's a car stop, we have said in the past, say something like, I don't want to discuss my day, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it all leads to, I ain't saying anything. All right, so we know that's the number one mistake people make. So what's another one that comes to mind right away?
Well, they'll talk about their case to friends or family members. And if the police then, interview those people that the person made a statement to, then that statement can come into evidence as well. So any statement that the defendant makes that's against their interest can come into evidence. And this is especially true when the client is in jail and they just want to tell their wife what happened, or they just want to explain to their parents what happened. Those calls are being recorded, so don't make a statement. Don't talk to people about what happened. Go to your lawyer and get advice on what you should do.
Well, that's really good to know, because that's really human nature, is to tell someone that you feel you can trust, and that, you wouldn't think the police are listening, but they're always listening, right?
Right. They're always listening. And this also comes in the form of social media posts. Believe it or not, believe it or not, everybody is posting all the time. Obviously, that's not a believe it or not. But they'll even talk about, their criminal charge, or that they're, being looked at as a suspect on social media. Or comment, on somebody else maybe posting a media story about them. And again, these are statements that can be used against the person. And, this includes Snapchats, or, obviously Facebook messages in the Messenger app. So text messages, all of this stuff. Remember, there is someone on the other side that the police may talk to, and the police may ask to look at those messages. And then there you go, more evidence that you aren't explaining yet, and that's being used against you. Now, when I say you're not explaining yet, because trust me, if your case goes to trial, your attorney is going to help you put on your side of it at trial. And you don't want to give the prosecutor or police any idea what that side of the story is going to look like, because, the element of surprise is going to be in your advantage. Okay.
What about people sort of just not taking the whole thing very seriously? Is that a mistake people make?
Yes. So, they might just ignore their case and hope that they don't get charged, or that it goes away. And, even when they get charged, they may delay in hiring an attorney. And so the best thing you can do is, from the moment you suspect you're being investigated, go and talk to a lawyer. And the lawyer is going to, tell you, hey, let the police know if they want to talk to you that you have an attorney and that they need to talk to your attorney. And so getting a lawyer in your case as soon as possible really makes the biggest difference. You'd be shocked how many times somebody waits until it's almost too late.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like a federal felony for this. This can be a misdemeanor. This can be any level of criminal charge, right?
Absolutely. A misdemeanor can wreck your life just as much as a felony. There's just all sorts of consequences that you can't even imagine that come along with a criminal conviction. And any criminal charge on your record is serious. So yes, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, you need the advice of a lawyer.
And you need to make sure not to destroy any evidence and talk to the victim, which seems kind of obvious, but people probably need to be reminded of that too.
Right. So, this includes like trying to delete all the evidence off your phone or whatever the case may be. That ultimately, if a search warrant is given to search your phone, that looks very suspicious if you went through and deleted all of these messages or pictures that could potentially be used against you. So don't mess with the evidence. Again, consult with your attorney, and certainly do not try to talk to the victim. That can lead to an additional charge if that witness or victim feels intimidated or, like you're trying to influence whether or not they participate in the prosecution. This is actually a felony, and it's called intimidating a witness.
Okay. Well, the short version of all this is make sure to hire a lawyer right away. So how might they get in touch with you for that?
Sure. We'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.